Benjamin Shesko has been charged by an Arsenal legend to obviously join the club of Arsenal. And you're going to get to know who this club legend is and why he should snub Chelsea to join the club of Arsenal. This is why we call this an exciting summer transfer window, because as you're really looking at different things altogether, then there comes other stories that are really going to do what we call the huge headlines into the mix. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? I know you're watching us from I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Now, it's really one of those big chapters that we are yet to open in here onto this channel, and you guys are enjoying it. And Palhinha is going to hit obviously agreed terms with with Bayern Munich, and it's now up to Fulham to see to it that a lot really goes on as to plan. And lastly, we are going to talk about the youngster known as Endrick that has going to hit obviously hit very many people, and very many people in there by what we call a huge surprise. And yesterday, by the way, Inter obviously get into the box of scoring a hat trick in that game where they really, I think they beat Mexico in there for you. So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. And here I come to obviously talk to you, the delighted viewers of this channel that I'm gonna hit obviously love day in, day out. Now, how many likes? 400, and continue to subscribe because we want to hit 21,500 subscribers before the end of today. Can we really hit that mark and obviously bench onto another huge mark that we need to see to it that goes our way? Now let's start it off with this Arsenal legend. He goes by names of Emmanuel Petit, and he was asked on what team should Benjamin Shesko join. He said definitely Arsenal. He said why? Because of the way they've been playing and the way they spin off the team, and the way the spine of the team has been playing together for the last all 5 years. They have improved so much individually and collectively. They have a proper philosophy of playing and a better environment as well. So while it's a new era at Chelsea, the stability is with the Gunners. So if I was Shesko, I would join Arsenal rather than Chelsea. Now, he points out a point that I've gonna obviously miss out on several occasions when I'm really discussing such a topic: the longevity of the manager. When you look at Arsenal, for the last 4 years, they have been having the same manager. For Chelsea, for the last 4 years, I think they've gonna to have, let me count, Frank Lampard, Tuchel, Graham Potter, Pochettino. That means every season they've been getting in one manager. You understand? Every season they've been averaging one manager. And if I told you a player like Benjamin Shesko at that age, you would like to play for a side whose manager is really a permanent manager. And Mikel Arteta gives you that. He gives you assurance that even when I was performing badly at the club of Arsenal, they kept me in. And I tell you, I'm gonna be here for the next coming years, and I tell you, I'm gonna make sure you get into the team and you obviously turn out to be the striker that you want. Something that you can't be guaranteed with at Chelsea, because if it was that all other managers came in through under Abramovich, you would have gone here to say yes. But out of all those managers that have gone here to come in through at Chelsea, 2 of those have gone ahead to be appointed by the new era, meaning that they are really what we call a trigger happy ownership. When they feel like you're not doing what they want, they sack you. That's what they've gone ahead to do to the side of Pochettino, the side of Graham Potter, because you'd have gone ahead to say that it's a new era and you would love to see them really build a team. And at Chelsea, you are not guaranteed of any build-up of a project, you know. And the project at Chelsea is known by Toddy Boyle, Eggy Bailey, the core co-vice chairman, and maybe these other sporting directors that are really everywhere. And you really ask yourself, can Enzo Maresca really stay at the club of Chelsea for long if at all it does not really put in results? Because Graham Potter came in through, and he was like the man we thought is going to be the next big thing in the management of football, in the management of club football, and you saw what happened to him. And Benjamin Shesko look at that and say, guys, do these people even mind to back their manager? You've brought in a manager from Brighton to Chelsea. Just know there is a very big step from managing Brighton to managing Chelsea, and you don't back the manager. What Chelsea had to do in that moment, the owners, Toddy Boyle, was supposed to go in the dressing room and tell the players, if you don't want to play for Chelsea, raise up your hand. Because for us, we are sticking with Graham Potter. You get? If you're a player and you don't want to play for Chelsea, Graham Potter is staying, you leave the next summer. You understand? They never went ahead to back their manager. And when you compare those two situations, Benjamin Shesko, to what was at Arsenal, because Arteta in his first 6 months at the club of Arsenal, he finished 8th and won a Carabao Cup. His first full season, he finished 8th. That was 2020-2021. You get? Arsenal fans were like, he should be sacked. He should leave the club of Arsenal. The board stood with him because he knew the project that they were really building. Then after 2021, 2022, he finished 5th, right? Went to the UEFA Europa League 2022, 2023. He competed for the title and he lost it in the dying games of the season. 2023, 2024, if Arsenal had not lost out of these games, if Arsenal had won one of these, they would have formed themselves into what we call a title level of really winning it of Man City. If they had not lost to Aston Villa, all West Ham, all Fulham, all which other side, and not drawn to Spurs and Fulham, it's a matter of winning the other 2 games. Beating Tottenham Hotspur at home and beating Fulham at home, Arsenal would have gone ahead to be champions. Now, I think if I told you Benjamin Shesko, you would love to obviously go to a team that the board will obviously stand with the manager. Whether worse or better moments, you would love to go in for you. And I think Emmanuel Petit was going to hint out on that point that I haven't even talked about ever since I started talking about Benjamin Shesko. Guys, you can agree with me that I hadn't obviously analyzed that to this depth, ever since this Benjamin Shesko story kicked in. But I tell you what, it's a very, very, very important talk. Very, very important story that you have to obviously come out and really talk about. That the project, no one knows where the project of Chelsea is going to go, because who spearheads the project is the board, CEO, sporting director, technical director, and so on. But who obviously practically shows us what the project is all about and its direction, it's the manager. But every season, they've gone ahead to be sacking in managers. That's the side of Chelsea for you. So, that's what Emmanuel Petit, a former Arsenal legend, has come out and obviously said, because he knows what it means he knows what it means when you go to a club when its direction is totally known. The philosophy of Arsenal is known. The manager can tell you that you're going to play like this. And I think that takes us to the point of, out of the 2 teams, who can easily convince the other. Who can easily convince Benjamin Shesko to join the club? I think it's Arsenal. They have the blueprint. The video analytics will obviously come out. When they come out, they will obviously they'll obviously get in what we call the video starts, and they show Benjamin Shesko exactly where you're going to play the style of play in a style that has already gone ahead to be done. And for Enzo Maresca at Chelsea, there is no way he can convince anyone that's going to play this style of football, because you can't come out and really know how the start is going to be. I can really take it to Erik Ten Hag. When Ten Hag came into the club of Manchester United, you know what happened? He had a different style of play, but after losing the first 2 games to Brighton and Brentford, he obviously said, let me play it safe and hit these other teams on the break. And he started with beating Liverpool, he beat Southampton, he beat Leicester City, he beat Everton, he beat Fulham, and very many other teams. You understand? So, Enzo Maresca might come up with his own style of play, but he might find it not being able to work in the first 3 games, and he'll change it. So, meaning that this manager will need 2-3 years to obviously settle up, to convince people that his style of play can obviously produce results. And Chelsea is a result-oriented team. Yet Arsenal has gone ahead, obviously, stick with its manager till now. And if you're Benjamin Shesko, I think you go that side. I would like to credit Emmanuel Petit for obviously coming up with a very good idea and a very good statement that I think we should all look at, because that is really what a player wants. I mean, it's the money things, but the project, the longevity of the project also matters, because you just can't, you cannot just come out and obviously present yourself outside there that I want to go to Chelsea because they're giving me money. You know, their project is not exciting. Arsenal has the most exciting project in world football. That is it. And when they start to win, I tell you, they are not going to stop. That is it. That might be a huge block in there for you, but when Arsenal starts to win, they are not going to stop winning. They are not going to stop winning, I tell you. So that's the charge coming in through from the man known as Emmanuel Petit to the youngster that's linked to Arsenal, that is Benjamin Shesko. And to bring you up to speed, Arsenal have gone ahead, obviously put their project on the table, but there are 4 projects: that of Arsenal, that of Manchester United, Chelsea's, and PSG's onto the table of Benjamin Shesko. Shesko is taking his time to make a decision, but we know very soon he'll make a decision. And this week might be really very important into his decision to either join Arsenal or Man United, or PSG, or Chelsea, and all stay at RB Leipzig to continue with the project at RB Leipzig, because Openda has been really leading that line, but towards the end of the season, Benjamin Shesko took over Openda because he's a hardworking lad and he has all the attributes of any center forward that anyone will obviously want to obviously get. So guys, let's leave Benjamin Shesko there and we go to Palhinha. David Austin for The Athletic has come out and really told us that Bayern made an offer in a region of 35 to Fulham for Palhinha last week. The offer was not accepted, but talks still ongoing as Bayern work to reach an agreement with Fulham. So the current situation is that Bayern is working to reach an agreement on Fulham because Bayern Munich have reached an agreement on personal terms with Palhinha, contract ready, salary agreed, and green light from the player who really wants to make it happen. Club to club talks to follow around 45 million euros of fee as Platigol reporting getting closer. So personal terms have gone ahead to be agreed. So after personal terms have gone ahead to be agreed for Palhinha, you obviously understand that it's harvesting time. It's letting this player go, and it's up to Fulham to obviously make a decision on what to do on Palhinha. And for teams like Fulham, they'll take their time and they'll obviously first get in the replacement before Palhinha goes. And I'll be surprised totally if at all Palhinha finds himself out of the side of Fulham before Fulham really gets a replacement. You get? And they have to be looking for a cheap one. They're going to sell him for 45 million euros and they might get in a player of like 5 million euros. You get? And for a team like that, you will know that they're a profit-making team, you know. And when you look at his transfer fee, from Sporting Lisbon to Fulham, right? I want to know the transfer fee. Right, let me go to the transfer history and see how much he costed this side. I want to know how much he really costed this side. So 25 million euros, meaning that they are making a profit of 20 million euros of his transfer from Fulham to Bayern Munich. That will be good business for him. And for him as a player who is like 28 and gonna make 29 this year, you would be pushing for this to happen. You know, him going to the side of Bayern Munich helps him really compete highly for the national team slot. Remember, João Neves, he's one of those players that is 19 and is being looked at by big teams, Man City, Arsenal, Man United, you know. And by so doing, there is no way you're going to compete with such a player if at all you're still playing at Fulham. But going to Bayern Munich gives him a competitive edge because he's playing for a big team. He's going to be playing in the Champions League. And maybe the manager, Martinez, will be like, all right, João Palhinha deserves a go because he has the experience and is going to hate to put the side of Bayern Munich to the next level. And hence, he'll get into the starting 11 of Portugal. Remember, Portugal is having very many good CDMs. João Palhinha, João Neves, Ruben Neves. There is another guy that plays there. You know, they're having like 5, you know, midfielders into that team that can obviously surprise you. So he's like securing his spot for the World Cup, by the way, because for the Euros he's in the squad. And yesterday, when Portugal was losing to the side of Croatia at home, he was one of those players that really had to represent for his country. And let me see where he started from. He was in the CDM area, and he played alongside Bruno Fernandes and Vitinha. That is how he went ahead, obviously, start. And Diaz and Inacio were playing into the central defense, and Inacio really had a very good job to do onto the night. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name. Let's obviously talk about the young Brazilian who is really making headlines all over the world, and he goes by the names of Endrick. And Endrick today morning became the second youngest player in Brazil history to score 3 goals in the national team, or with the national team, only behind the legend Pere. 3 games for Brazil, 3 goals scored, 2 game winners. That is Endrick for you. And how did Endrick obviously become that man to score 3 goals into the game that Brazil went ahead to play? I think Brazil played Mexico, right? They played Mexico yesterday, and that game of football went ahead to end by 2-3. And it was Andreas Pereira at Fulham who first opened up the scoreline, and then Gabriel Martinelli went ahead to obviously give Brazil a second one to give them a comfortable 2 lead. But Julian Quirones in the 73rd minute pulled one back for Mexico, and in the 90th plus second minute, Guillermo Martinez Ayala leveled the game. And guess who gave Brazil the win? It was none other than Endrick. And surprisingly, he never even started. He came off the bench and really gave Brazil the win. And the guy has gone ahead to score 3 goals in 3 games. Remember, in the first game, he scored against England. Remember, he also came off the bench. Second game, they were playing against Spain. He scored, and now he has gone ahead, obviously coming through and really put in another huge shift for the side of Brazil. And this boy is going to be representing for Real Madrid. That is next season of 2024-2025. So that's what I had for you. Your thoughts onto this beautiful game of football that came in through to really be talked about. That is Brazil versus Mexico, and What do you make about Benjamin Shesko? Charged to join the side of Arsenal by an Arsenal legend known as Emmanuel Petit, and Palhinha to Bayern Munich. What do you make about that transfer? Rokani David is my name. We sign out for now. See you later. Bye-bye.